everyone, welcome back to my channel IELTS with Fairy. In my series of showing you guys the way how to deal with four skills in IELTS, especially writing skills. This is my third video showing you guys the way how to deal with one of the two productive skills, that is writing. In this video, I'm showing you guys the way how to figure out key features for task 1. So now let's start. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel IELTS with Fairy. Let's see what do we have today in my series of sharing with you guys the way how to deal with 4 skills in IELTS. So this is my third video sharing with you the way how to write body paragraphs for task 1. Okay, so let's start. Before we start to write our task 1 or we start to write, we should understand the requirements of the task. Here, task 1 asks you guys to summarize the information by selecting and reporting main features and make comparisons where relevant. So summarize information. Does that mean you just care for important information and then we leave out other minor information? Nope. Summarizing doesn't mean throwing away information, okay? So we just report main features and make comparisons. How about minor information? I will mention it in. Alright, we have just finished talking about what should we write in body paragraphs. So mainly we write significant information together with facts and figures to support for our description, right? So how about minor information? Should we leave them out or we ignore them? The answer is no. We should summarize them. Instead of describing them and in a very detailed way, we just summarize them. Okay. So here are some things to remember when you write task 1. Alright, so what is the format of the report? We have introduction is the first paragraph. The second one is overview, or you can combine the overview sentence into the introduction. And then we have body paragraphs. Here I put body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. It doesn't mean that we must have 2 body paragraphs. We can have 3 or 4. It's up to you. It depends on the features of the data that you can find out. One more thing. Here I put body paragraph 1 and features 1. It doesn't mean that we only have 1 feeder and 1 body paragraph. However, you can combine 2 or 3 feeders together if you think that they are logically connected to each other. Okay. So, I mentioned feeders, and the main thing we write in our body paragraphs here is feeders. So my question is, how to find out key feeders? That is the point. Okay. The important points, or in other words, we call key features, should be very visual. It means that you should be able to identify them without looking at the data. Just by looking at the graphs. It means that you even don't need to care for the data. I mean the figures and numbers. You just, because that is visual, you just look at the graphs and then you can find out key features easily. It is very obvious. Also, look for extremes, means highs and lows, major trends or major changes, means you compare the starting point and the ending point, and any obvious comparisons that can be made between either the 2 graphs or within the same graph. So what is key features here? In one word, we look for extremes. Means highs and lows. What does it mean? If data is static data, okay, so we look at the highs and the lows point. And if the data is dynamic, we will compare the starting point and the ending point. We call that is major changes, or major trends, mean that whether the trend is upward trend or downward trend. Okay, so that is the way we find out key features. Now let's practice. Okay, so I have 4 steps that I would like to share with you guys so that you can apply them in writing body paragraphs for task 1. Step number 1, we'll look for extremes. Okay, means highs and lows. Extremes mean highs and low. We look for them when the data is stacked. Okay, but when they give you dynamic data, what we need to look for here is major trends or major changes. Alright, so step number 2, look for any obvious comparisons. Okay, so what is that? We finished looking for the changes or the major trends of the numbers of of the two animals, right? So now it is the time for us to compare the population of these two animals. Here we have, except for the year 2005, the number of zebra was higher than that of buffaloes. The other 3 years, it shows an increasing trend. I mean that the number of buffalo was much higher. Like the gap was widening at the end of the period. Okay, so now we will compare the two numbers of these two animals. So I have feeder number 3. The quantity of buffaloes was higher than that of zebras. That is mean that here I used to replace for the phrase the quantity of. Okay, so that of zebras, although more zebras were recorded in 2005. So feeder number 3 here is expressed for the comparisons between the population of zebras and buffaloes. Okay, so we have 2 steps. First step is look for key feeders. The second step here is we look for any obvious comparisons. Okay, and step number 3, when we have the feeders already, when we have comparisons already, so what should we do next? We developed key feeders by adding figures or facts to support the description. Okay, let's see how do I do that. I have the first feeder here is the quantity of buffaloes rose each year, right? Or increased gradually. And now I need to develop these key features by adding more figures or facts. Okay, this one is very general. So now I need to add some numbers. I need to quote statistics to develop my key features. So I will have, okay, starting with 40, you see, starting with 40 in 2005, the number was triple at the end of the period. Triple, okay, was triple, it means 3 times. At the end of the period means in 2011. What is triple here? I put a number in the brackets. I have 120 buffaloes. So this sentence states statistics, right? 40, triple, and 120 buffaloes. This sentence gives more figures or facts to support for the key feeders here. Similarly, I will do the same with feeder number 2. You support the key feeders by adding more figures or facts. Right. So what is step number 4? We will now link the sentences, or we will link the figures using appropriate connected devices to make body paragraphs. Okay, so I will take figure number 1 and figure number 2 as an example. Here I put as can be seen from the chart, that is a connective device, a connective phrase to introduce for my first key features. Okay, and this sentence is the facts or figures to support for my first features. I link feature number 1 and feature number 2 using this word however or on the contrary, because I see that the trends are a little bit opposite. Here I put however, on the contrary. However, we have a list of many words talking about the opposing trend. Okay, so when I combine the two features like this, I will have a perfect body paragraph. See, it is very simple to do. When I can do.
Hello, thank you for watching my videos. Okay, so if you find my video useful for you or for your friends or the ones you know who are practicing IELTS, especially IELTS writing skills, so please share with them. And please wait for more videos to come. So see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Thank you for your time.